Hi, I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, Sagittarius, I just like to say I am a professional and experienced holistic spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive in there and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. Messages for Sagittarius. Alright, so you were coming in with the Death card, and you were also coming in with the Hierophant card here in your reading. This is coming in as an inner knowing for your person, in a sense here, when you're coming in with the Hierophant guy here in your reading. See, there's some kind of rebirth here is what I'm getting. But this rebirth is coming from within, and this rebirth is all about your person's emotions, your person's feelings. It's also coming in as the knowledge and understanding. This is all coming in about your person's self here, what they know about themselves or what they're learning about themselves at this point in time. The action that your person is taking at this time is coming in as learning more about themselves is what I'm getting. Yes, of course, they could very well be ending out a past cycle here as well, guys, but it comes in as patterns and habits here in your reading. But what it also talks about here in your reading, this self-discovery is what I'm getting, because it's always been there. Your person has always had an inner knowing. It's like saying here in your reading, they just couldn't put their finger on it. They didn't know how to internalize it, what it was all about. But now that your person has gone through here, it's like they've stopped drinking alcohol in a sense here in your reading. I just want to come in with certain truths here. It does talk about when you're coming in with the Death card, it does come in as ending out toxic patterns and habits here. And there's also, what I'm also picking up here in your reading, your person is able to connect the dots as to why they had or why they have, or it's like participated in here, toxic patterns of behaving, thinking, feeling here, and how they have applied it to their everyday life. This is where this renewal is coming in, this rebirth is coming in. It's coming in as your person knows the negative, and now they're getting ready is what it's saying here, or learning to embrace the positive here in your reading. It is coming in as a control here, but being able to control oneself is what it's talking about here, which could also be part of the rebirth here in your reading. This is what's going on with your person. Yes, of course, this could be a cycle for your person, but it's part of the past cycle in a sense here, because they're ending out the past in order to have a new beginning here. But the past and the beginning here in your reading is coming in as one cycle. You know, what I mean by that here in your reading is that they're getting ready to build a new cycle. but you've got to know how to build it here. Hence the rebirth here, guys. And so like I said, it's a renewal of your person knowing more about themselves here, and it is coming in as by way of their thinking here, how they think about themselves here. That's huge in itself here, guys, because it is coming in as self-discovery is what I'm picking up. Because this is a new beginning for your person, but it's the new beginning of your person coming in with the Hierophant guy. And this is all going on internally here, guys. It's not external yet, but what is external here is what they're ending out. Gaining the control is what it talks about here, Sagittarius. See, it comes in as also here in your reading in terms of ending out the past cycle. When it comes to patterns and habits, it comes in as how did it influence me? It's the influence here, guys. That's part of the transformation. Yeah, of course, there is a truth element coming in for the Hierophant guy here. This truth here, the truth about themselves is what it talks about, to be quite honest. But it's also about, here in your reading, the freedom to talk about what happened in the past is what I'm getting here in your reading. And how the past has influenced and impacted on the decisions and choices that your person has made. That's what I'm getting. Alright, guys. Let me just keep going with that one. The freedom to think here, the freedom to feel, it's all coming in that way here, guys. To take the action and how it's applied and how it makes changes here in your person's everyday life is what I'm getting. Alright, let's keep going here. And so, let's come in, see what other messages the cards have for you. Alright. Let's go. Alright, so you are coming in with the Seven of Wands. You also have the Three of Cups. And you are also coming in with the Two of Wands here in your reading. When I spoke about, it is coming in as a challenge and an obstacle here, guys, because it's coming in as, I spoke about patterns and habits, and I'm going to come in with patterns and habits when it comes to the Three of Cups here. This is what your person is going through at this point in time, and yes, it is an obstacle and a challenge here in your reading. I did come in with discipline and hard work here when it came to ending out this past cycle, when it comes to your person's actions, here in your reading, the actions that your person is taking at this time, here collective, is not to take action, but these actions are towards people, places and things that had once influenced your person. Here, like I said, you are coming in with a renewal, but this renewal is coming in because they are ending out a past here. You're definitely coming in with drugs, alcohol here. This could also be people as well, intimate partners here. Now you take what applies here in your reading, especially if you're coming in with the Three of Cups here. Wow. You see, what I'm picking up here in your reading is that your person is investing here 100%. This discipline, this hard work for your person is to end out the past cycle here. Their toxic patterns of behaving here. That's what I'm picking up. Because they're not taking that action at this point in time. What I get here in your reading is that there is something here that is motivating and inspiring your person to keep moving forward here. Yes, there is an opportunity for your person to go back to the past, is what I'm getting here. And it's coming in as, like I said, they haven't taken any kind of action yet because there's a lot of internal thinking here, guys. It's how I would liken it to here, guys, is when you learn something new and then you have to figure it out for yourself. You have to learn to connect the dots so that you can go deeper here into the finer details of learning a new language here. All right. Now, what I get here, this is a scenario as to how your person is at this point in time and how they see themselves. They see themselves as their new language here, guys. And they are learning here. But there's a lot that your person needs to take into consideration. Like I said, the finer details here, the linguistics here, guys, the shape of the sounds that they make and how they connect certain sounds together. This is all coming in as your person learning more about themselves is what it talks about. Without you know, having that freedom to learn it their way, learn it how they want to learn it here, or come up with or cultivate their own idea here about this new language here, guys. And what I mean there is being able to see certain things for themselves without being influenced here by people, places and things. Whereas in the past, for your person, they were influenced, is what I'm getting here, by toxic patterns of behaving, alcohol, drugs here, and also people. Now this could be intimate partners here, guys. This could also be people they associated with, friends, and also family. It really depends on the influence, is what I'm getting. How big was that influence on your person here? But with the Hierophant card coming in here, guys, your person is slowly learning more about themselves here, because it is a new language in a sense here, guys, when you learn about yourself here. And it does require discipline here in your reading, where you put time and attention into it here. That's what I'm also picking up. So what it tells me here with the Seven of Wands here in your reading is that your person is not, I want to say they're not being influenced by their toxic patterns of behaving in terms of alcohol, drugs here. Okay, whatever that is for your person here when you come in with addictions, because it is a broad spectrum, to be quite honest here, guys. I'm not saying that they're not drinking alcohol. What your reading is saying here is your person knows the effects if they overindulge in alcohol. That's how this is coming in, and how it can influence your person's choices, decisions, and movement here. That's what it's also talking about here in your reading. But there is something here that's pushing your person here to look at themselves in a sense and learn more about themselves here. You know, I spoke about communication when I came in with the Hierophant card here, the freedom to talk about here. But what it also talks about here, guys, I'll say here, it's the freedom to go deep and be meaningful about themselves here in your reading. And that's what I'm getting with the Two of Wands here. So in terms of this choice here, because you are coming in, you do come in with 9 wands here, guys, and it is coming in as it's that wisdom to take action here. But you're coming in with, for your person, what is that wisdom? What is that motivating factor here? What inspires them, and being able to talk about it? That's what I'm getting. The freedom to talk about it here. Not only what inspires them here, but also what happened in the past here in your reading, and how it may have influenced your person here. Now let's keep going here, alright guys, and let's see what other messages the cards have for you. I am really liking your reading thus far. Now let's just keep going, alright guys. Okay. Let's see what other messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. Alright, so you're coming in with the Star. You were also coming in with the King of Pentacles. You have the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. But let's keep going here, guys. I just need one more card. Okay, so you have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, interesting in a sense here, guys. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, so you were coming in with the Star card, the King of Pentacles, and you also have the Three of Pentacles here. What I get there with those cards coming in, what it talks about there is, yes, there are some major changes that are happening internally for your person, and it's coming in, like I said, with the Hierophant and the Death card, your person's thinking, patterns of thinking here, guys, their actions, the strength, the will to take a certain action here. Then you're coming in with your person's compassion, you're coming in with care, nurture, cultivating here as well, and how they apply that to their everyday life. What I get here is that, yes, there are changes coming in for your person when you're coming in with the Star card, but there's still an element here where they still do the same thing here in your reading. Like if your person had a 9-to-5 job, they're still doing it that way. You know, they're still going to work in a sense here. They're still doing certain things here, so they haven't applied what they are learning about themselves here, because remember, they're only just beginning. You're coming, like I said, let's liken this to a new language here. So there are only certain phrases here that your person is saying when it comes to a new language. Alright guys, and this is something that is easy for your person to not so much manipulate here, but to express in a sense. And of course this has to do with them here in your reading. Okay, so what it can talk about there is that when it comes to what I'm kind of picking up here is when it comes to work, they're giving it another 110% here. It's coming in as their 9 to 5 job there is an end goal in that, is what it's talking about here. And it is coming in as their stability, is what it's saying. Because most definitely here in your reading, your person does want to build here. You are coming in with how they build it. That could very well have changed for your person. The way in which they build things, the way in which they invest in certain things here when you're coming in with the 3 of Pentacles here. It is by way of that building that your person is applying here some of the changes that they are going through. That's what I'm picking up here. Not so much your person is the star, they've been seen here in a sense. I get, yeah, of course, you know, that's surface level, but what it talks about here in your reading, it's the way in which your person is working at this time here. There is a new, it's by way of their working here. This could be a 9 to 5 job here, guys. It could also be the way in which your person provides here, their stability, what they see as stability. That is where things are changing, and it is small things here. So like I said, it's things that this person can manage and cope with, just like learning a new language here, where they know they know how to make the changes in their reality, is what I'm getting. See, it also comes in as wanting to be grounded here. Remain with their 2 feet on the ground, because coming in with the Hierophant guy here, coming in with the Hierophant guy and this internalization that your person is going through here, it's different to how they are actually doing it. In a sense here, guys, because they're going through a hell of a lot. It is a rebirth happening here for your person. Some kind of renewal is what I'm getting. Now you're coming in with the 10 of Pentacles here, with the 6 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles here in your reading. Very private is your person, is what it talks about. This is actually got to do with your person's home life. Certain changes are happening there, and that's where your person is putting in this new language, this new them, is what I'm getting here in your reading. Certain changes are happening there. But what it also tells me with the Moon card here, this environment here, this home life, this private life of your person, is they aren't talking about what they are going through. They're keeping that private. As to why they change how they take action, or why they have changed how they see stability here, guys, is the best way in which I can come in with that. And why they have changed the way in which they do things here. So they know how to give, and I think they've always known how to give here, but they also know how to receive in a sense here, guys. So it's not just I give you $1 and I expect $1 in return. Will come in that way, eh, guys? If I give you $1, I do expect something back in return here in your reading, and if you, it's coming in that way with the Six of Pentacles. All right, let's have a look. We're going to come in with letters here, guys. All right, and we'll go from there. So I've got a couple of letters here that I want to change. All right. Okay, you've got purple. Am I right? Let me have a look at this. Oh, you had purple. You have pure here. You also have lure. Here you have near. Here in your reading. All right. Let's have a quick look at this. You have veil. You have value here, guys. You also have June here in your reading. You have vape. Here. You have lap. Alright, guys. Shouldn't have laughed there, but you have Jeep. Jeep here, guys. You also have leap. Here. Reap. You have Luna. You have Rep here. You also have Wrap here in your reading. You have Lun here, guys. You also have V. You have VJ. Alright, let's have a look at your letters, eh, guys? Let's go with this. Alright, so you have RAPJVEENLUN. So you had 2 N's and 2 E's. Alright, I am going to leave it there. If you can make up other names here, guys, or if you see other things in the reading, I do get pale here. I get J here, guys. Jane. Jane comes out a lot. Alright, then, you know, you create, you connect the dots there for yourself, which is why I pull letters. However, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Book an image reading with me, as I'm not just a tarot reader, and I'll catch you later. Bye.